Good evening, everyone. Today is Saturday, December the 8th. And it's about 6 o'clock right now. I just got in a few minutes ago from hunting. Bow hunting this morning and bow hunting this evening. Seen two small deer this morning. Didn't get a shot at them. And this evening, about 15, 20 minutes before dark, I'm pretty sure it was a doe. Something down up the hill behind me blowing her head off. So, of course, she never came up the hill. So, head into today's hunt. But the reason I'm doing this little video, today was probably the coldest. I know this morning was the coldest morning I've been out. I hunted out of the blind this morning for about 3 hours, and it was 24 degrees about 7 o'clock this morning, and it only warmed up to about 28, 30, about 28 degrees, I guess. I got out of the woods about 9 o'clock. Had some things to do today, so I can get back in the woods this evening. And I don't think it ever got about 35, 36 degrees today. It was about 32 when I got back in the stand, about 3:30 this afternoon. Not sure what it is right now, but of course temperature's dropping. And we got to get pretty good snow coming in. It'll be our first significant snow this winter. Anyway, around here, I think they're calling for us to get about 3 to 6 inches starting here around midnight or so tonight. So I hope the deer would have been moving, but wasn't moving as good as I'd hoped in my spot. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this little video is I'll show you what I do. Of course, as hunters, we know our hands and feet get the coldest. So I'm just going to give you I got all my stuff laid out on the kitchen table over here. I'm home by myself. My wife and kids are at the movies, and my oldest son's working. So I just got in, and I've been wanting to think about this for a while. But I'm just going to give you a little quick video of the stuff I use and how it helps me out. So go back over. I'm going to start with my head. Like I said, this is primarily my cold weather gear that I use. And depending on how cold it is, what I use. This Polar Fleece, I got this from Cabela's several years ago. They put them on sale one year after it was right. Well, it was about toward the end of the season. I don't remember what the original price was. It was like $7 or $8 a piece. But they put them on sale for like $2 a piece, and I ordered like 6 or 7 of them because I gave them out to family members that year for Christmas. I kept one for me and my son, and I think he's lost his. But I've had this thing for several years. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but it's a Cabela's brand. And it was called Polar Fleece. I actually got the sorry, hit my phone. I actually have the base layer, the pants and the shirt to go with it too, and it's some pretty warm stuff. And of course, I've got a fleece toboggan and a fleece neck gaiter, and I've seen guys using this and wearing this for years. Never really, I've seen them at Walmart. That's where I got both of these at, and never really worried about it before. But I'm telling you, these things are nice on them cool, chilly mornings or evenings. And it really helps. You can tuck that down in your jacket. It really helps keep the heat, a lot of the heat from escaping out the back of your jacket. And you can pull it up over your ears and your mouth and stuff up next to your face. And if you need to shoot, like shoot a bow and get a kisser button or something, man, just a quick tug down and it gets down out of the way. But it really helps keep a lot of heat in, and it's pretty nice. Going on to my hands, and like I said, this is all pretty much when the weather gets much colder. Like this evening, I had these on because when I'm bow hunting, I use these because I just don't like a thick pair of gloves when I bow hunt. And I use these little hand warmers, and I just keep them in my pocket. And like I said, my hands stay in my pocket most of the time, so it does a pretty good job. But something I bought last year at Walmart toward the end of the season, they actually had these things on clearance. And I didn't use them last year, and actually I've used them a couple times this year. But and they're good for gun hunting. Like I said, I wore them up in the woods this evening. You know, on the 4-wheeler ride up and back out of the woods, I wore them. You know, keep my hands a little warmer. But I wore them pretty much about every time I went gun hunting this year. The weather was pretty chilly. But the neat thing about these is they have this little pocket that these little hand warmers go in, and of course it folds back. And it has a magnet to hold this part back out of your way, so you can, if you want to use the fingers. And but this one just turned upside down, so I can show you where this whole thing goes. And I can tell you, with this in there, they keep your fingers extremely warm. They work very well for me. The only downfall is my thumb got cold. They do not, none of the heat got to my thumb. So what I did, I put the little packet inside here, but I just balled my fist up and kept it in my pocket most of the time, and that pretty much helped. But they did keep my fingers extremely warm. So now moving on to the socks. And here's a little tip. Some of you may do this, some of you may not. This is a diabetic sock. And I'll explain to you how I got the idea for this. about a year and a half ago, my oldest son had to have his appendix taken out, and my wife's had a few surgeries over the years, but it never hit me till he had his. Well, they put, of course, the ones they put on him didn't have any toes in them. They put a diabetic sock on him, and I asked the woman what was the purpose of that, and she says to keep the blood flow, to help keep from blood clots, keep the blood flowing in your leg. So a little light come on in my hand. I told my wife, I said, I bet the same thing would help during hunting season, because that's where your feet and your hands are cold, because lack of blood flow, because most of your blood's flowing to your core to keep your organs nice and warm and going. That's the reason your feet and your hands are cold, because they're the furthest away from your heart. So last year during cold weather, I went and bought me. I got these at Walmart. I think I got 2 pair for $8 or something like that. My oldest son works at Rite Aid, and I seen him down there for about the same price, 2 pair for about $8. And I wore them last year, and I've worn them today. I've worn them several times already this year, and I'm telling you, my personal opinion, I think they help. Now, nothing's 100% proof, but I do think they help. And like I said this morning, it was 24 degrees, and I'm gonna show you what I had on this morning. But I always, the temperature's gonna be a little cool. I wear these. My next layer of defense, everybody's probably seen these. These little toe warmers slide right up in here. They help extremely too. And then this is a little dirty. I mean, ready to throw it in the washer with the rest of these clothes. But this is just a regular old flannel, wool sock. I don't think it's 100% wool, but it's about 50 or 60% wool sock. And I just wear these. That's all I had on this evening, and my feet. I had my rubber boots on this evening. My feet never got cold at all. But what I had on this morning, some of you may use these, some of you may have seen them. These are by Arctic Shield. There's a couple other companies that make different ones. I looked on Amazon earlier today. I've had these for probably, 8 years or better. And I think they're about $40 on Amazon. It's called Arctic Shield. And they also make gloves and some other stuff too. Actually make hunting clothes. I've never tried anything but these. But I had these on this morning with all my sock gear. And I had these boots on right here. And these are the boots that I normally wear when the temperatures get below about 30 degrees. And they got a little felt liner booty in them. And I'm telling you, I had this on with these when I got to my blind. And my feet were already warm. And I went ahead, I did hunt out of the blind this morning. I went ahead and put these on. Man, my feet stayed nice and toasty. And it was like I said, it was 24 degrees when I got to the blind. 9 o'clock, it was 27 when I left. I just carry them in the woods with me. I don't walk in them. I just carry them with me when I get to the tree stand and it's round blind. I took them with me this evening. I had my rubber boots on this evening. And I got these at Tractor Supply. I think is where I got these several years ago. They're Ithaca. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're either 800 or 1200 grain insulated. I can't see on there. If it was on there at one time, it wore out. I've had them for a couple of years now. Good boots, but they're not very insulated. And these are pretty good too. But when temperature gets so cold, they don't help all that much. But I'm telling you, with this, and that's if this sock, just a tip, you might want to try it. Me personally, I think it helps. But with this setup right here, and either one of these boots, I could have had either one of them on this morning. With that little sock heater and everything else. And with these, I had these boots on with these, and my feet stayed actually, my feet was warmer than my hands were this morning. So just a little tip on what I do, and hope y'all, some of you may try this, or if you got something different to help keep your feet warm, let me know.